So once you graduate high school, getting a roommate just seems inevitable. At some point in your life, you're going to find yourself needing to share a living space with someone else. So a roommate can be one of two things. They can either be a friend or a stranger. So let me say this. Do not ever, and I repeat, ever, room with your friend. Yeah, you spent every day back in high school together and got voted most likely to be best friends forever. Isn't that cute? Not. Because you will slowly discover all of your friends' faults if you begin to live with them. You will despise the way that they live. You're a neat freak? Well, guess what? They're a walking trash bag with a hole in it. You like a normal temperature in the house? Well, they like it at either freezing Arctic or hot Safari Desert. You choose. And if you live with a friend, you'll find it so much harder to correct what you don't like. Sure, you can tell each other anything, right? But telling your guy friend that his pubes are sprinkled all over the bathroom floor and having to reenact a childhood game of hot lava every time you step out of the shower in order to avoid being covered in a curly jungle mess, it's not such an easy thing to do. Believe me. So by now I've probably scared you off of living with a friend as a roommate. Good. But just so you know, the second option isn't much better. Unless you're an extremely lucky person, you will undoubtedly get one of these creepy stranger roommates. Number 1, the neat freak versus the messy hoarder. So the neat freak basically cleans up the room every single day. They'll even go as far to skip classes and work just to make sure the place is spotless. And you don't mind it. Until they start retaliating because they feel as if you aren't living up to their living standard. Post-its will start to appear randomly on the bathroom mirror, demanding that you set up a cleaning schedule. And that's fine, except their idea of cleaning isn't every other week, it's every other hour. Messy hoarder is also a drain because all of a sudden you'll have to turn into the neat freak. You find yourself picking up after them and leaving notes just to notify them of their disgusting hygiene habits. Number 2, the cool one versus the weird one. The first day you move into your new apartment or dorm room, you'll probably be really excited to meet your new roommate, but they are not as excited. They'll silently judge you based on their internal cool meter. You obviously won't measure up. They'll take advantage of your nice demeanor. And when they invite friends over and you come out into the living room, everyone will either stare at you or deny your existence completely. But the weird one is not much better. They're into things that you thought were reserved for people that didn't live with roommates, but instead opted for the mom and basement option. Your apartment or dorm room will soon become the meeting place of things such as DDR championships, LARPing discussions, and World of Warcraft group playing sessions. Number 3, the nerd versus the partier. The nerd is actually one of your better choices as a roommate. They're fairly neat without being overbearing, and they're just worried about getting good grades in school. The partier, on the other hand, might be a little harder to live with. They seem to only go out on days in which you have something extremely important to do in the morning. They have pre-drinks at your place, of course, which start at around 10:30, all while they blast the latest dubstep on full bass. So, after they leave the apartment, you're left with red Solo cups everywhere, and you think someone threw open your flower vase. Number 4, the religious roommate versus the atheist. The religious roommate is always doing something that involves their religion. You mostly have religious friends with strict moral guidelines that they have to expect you to follow as well. These aren't regular religious people, these are fanatics. And every discussion with them turns into why you shouldn't do something or why you should convert to their religion. And the atheist roommate is just as bad. They will always find an excuse to tell you why they think Christians are dumb. Just as the religious roommate is a fanatic of what they believe in, the atheist roommate is a fanatic of proving them wrong. Number 5, the ghost roommate versus the roommate that's always there. The ghost roommate is the best roommate to have because they're never there. It's like having the whole place to yourself. And it is so much better than the roommate that's always there. Does this person have a life? It seems like every time you walk in the door, they're there, waiting for you. Kind of creepy. So roommates are tough to deal with, and I honestly have never had a good one. But I also don't think I could ever live on my own. So what about you? Do you have roommates? What do you think about them? Or if you don't, do you want them? Just leave a little comment below. Thanks for watching.
Through the park and by the tree, we will rest.